All right, so punches. So this is what we're going to kick off with, because a lot of what I have been seeing is in kata, people from white belt all the way up are not aiming their punches properly. In our katas, you've got 2 face punches in tournament starter, and by extension, Hellgrade 3. You've got 2 face punches in striking set, and that's it. So we shouldn't be seeing anything up above the chin except in those cases. I see a lot of shoulder punches, so we really need to fix that. So the first thing is, throwing the proper punch, you gotta start with a good draw hand. If you're starting cheating, curling, it's already messed up. It'd be like trying to, build something with a board and it's already got a bunch of ripples in it. You're not gonna be able to build a good foundation. It's gonna be messed up from the rest of the way, no matter how much you try to work it. So you gotta start flat, hand down, elbow back. I'm using my shoulder and my tricep to pull my elbow backwards. The mistake people do is they try to use your bicep to lift. That's not what I'm doing. I'm pulling. If I pull my elbow back, this hand almost comes up on its own. All right? I'm not really using my bicep. All right? But it still comes up. So the idea is pull it in, fist. Good draw hand. So from there, when people punch, is they turn too early. And you'll see that kicks my elbow out or it brings my fist across the body. This stays out tight, the elbow and everything. I don't throw this, that's all shoulder. All right? Keep the elbow tight all the way out. All right, still tight. When I get to just about here, all right, which would be the moment of impact in a normal punch, but without a partner, I'm going to bring it out to just the point where I need like 2 or 3 inches more. All right, just at that point, that's when it starts to turn. All right, and I'm not setting my punch, I'm putting these 2 knuckles as the focal point, and I'm drilling through. So I come through, drill, and it retracts the same way because this is part of the power. And that's one reason why draw hands are bad, is people just bring that in. They're so focused on hitting. This comes back at the same time with the same amount of force, just as close, with the same rotation. See how I rotate when it's back here? The rotation is the same. I'm opening my hand so you can kind of see a little easier with the fingers, all right, versus the fist. Pull back just as much as you push forward. Brown belts and black belts, you should be focusing on trying not to gear up, and you will also need to be having hips when you do this. So I rotate and my hips get locked early in that case. Same time. That one was better than all of them. So that's how your punch starts, all right? And I know you've heard this lesson before, but people aren't taking the time, so consequently, when we're prepping for tournament, I'm seeing tournament starter, and everyone's punches out here. Everyone's draw hands are getting wonky, so let's take care of that. Let's nip it in the bud. So what you're going to do first is you need to find your solar plexus. So what I want you to do is, right here, chest bone, right in the dead center, is I want you to go down until you feel the soft spot, right there. So it's right below the chest plate. Right in there. That is the solar plexus. That's what we're trying to take these 2 knuckles and hit. All right, so what I want you to do is go up to anything that's not going to get you in trouble. A heavy bag, a wall, a tree. Don't stick tape on the wall if your parents are going to get mad. And put something there. If you had like one of those boards, like the cork boards that you could put a pin in or a sticker. And I want you to take tape or something, and I want someone to draw a straight line from there for you. And that is where you're going to put your tape. So if you have a bad habit, have someone help you with this. Because if you have a bad habit, what's going to happen is right now, this is my solar plexus. If I go straight, all right, what people tend to do is they do this, all right, as they're coming up. So I want to make sure this goes completely straight from the solar plexus. I'm going to put that tape there, all right? But this is me standing. No stances or anything else yet. So I'm going to set my tape down. All right, and you're going to do this very slowly, because if you try to go fast, the bad habits come back. So very slowly, standing neutral, not worried about stance or anything else, and I'm going to work on bringing my 2 knuckles and hitting that spot. I want a small piece of tape, like that, or a small sticker. I don't want something big. I want it as small as possible. Basically, mine is the width of my 2 knuckles. All right, and I pull and I hit. And I'm working about when I'm twisting. Right, obviously, since it's a wall, I'm not going to hit here and drill through. This is just training the targeting. And you're going to do this 1,000, 2,000, I'd say 3,000 times, because if you have a bad habit, you need 3,000 to 5,000 times to break it. So you're going to do this with perfect form 3,000 times. And then, to make sure it's fixed, you're going to close your eyes and you're going to do it another 1,000 times. So every time I punch, I have to open my eyes, see if I was around, see I was a little low. So I close my eyes. All right? And I was out at that time. I'm still going slow. Close my eyes, punch, up, off, little bit, same height, but I came across a little bit. All right? And you're going to do that until you can basically 1, 2, 3. My punches are all off a little bit, so I need to work this too. All right? My punches are only off by an inch, but an inch is an inch. Solar plexus is the size of a quarter. So that's the difference between hitting something that's going to win somebody, you know, knock the wind out of them, or hitting chest plate where they're just going to look at you angrily. All right? Once I have that done, and I can do that within that 1 inch circle, all right, with my eyes closed, then comes the hard part. All right, the first part was not hard, it was tedious. This is the hard part. You're going to take every single kata that you know, not weapons, but every single one, and you are going to go through and make sure you can do that kata with this. And what you're going to find if you do this slow and you're really paying attention is even though you can do it here with good draw hand, good stances, is as soon as you go and do your first move and tournament starter, it's going to come up off your shoulder. All right? So you're going to need to really take your time and get that same feeling of where it is. On advanced ranks, you have an even harder time because you have to add hips. So green belts could be experimenting with this. Brown and black belts, you have to do this. So you got to be training. And you could actually do that on the standing still. I can rotate my hip while I do that. But you have to do the same thing with hip rotations. So even though punching is a white belt thing and people are going to be groaning, it's what we do. It's the backbone of everything. All right, what are you going to throw in a street fight more than anything else? Punches. All right, so if your punches don't have good accuracy, and I don't care if it's in kata or not, if you're doing this as a bad habit, when you're scared, that's what you're going to do. All right, or you're going to be looking at where you're going to punch and someone's going to hit you in the head. Being able to just throw it without thinking about it and having it in the right spot is the trick. So that's what you're going to work on. So start again here. When you can do that reasonably, then close your eyes. All right, and check in between each one. So punch, open. All right, watch draw hands. Like I have a bad habit of that knuckle sticking out. All right, I'm going to pull it in. 1. I keep everything tight. I don't want it open. Have someone videotape you. All right, take a picture of yourself, especially when you get into the kata. Then kata, go through everyone you know, and train your body again and again to know this is what you're doing. You can do just a stepping punch. You can do that here. You gotta be a little high, or you can get your good stance and put another piece of tape. All right, so now, 1, 2, all right, 1, I can do this, and work it that way for your stance. You can do that as well. In fact, that won't be a bad idea. Train it, train it, train it more until it's fixed, so that I don't have to say anything when we get back. All right, you're ready to go and ready to move on. All right, so get to work.